Hey guys, Rudy here. I want to talk about a few things actually while I'm on lunch break. I got like maybe 10 minutes to talk. But the Trump thing really quickly. For anybody who hasn't really given much thought, we've already had an extra 4 years of Trump. So from 2016 to 2020 we had his presidency, right? And after that, 2020 to 2024, the media is still hyper focusing on Trump. So we've already had 8 years of a Trump term, if you know what I'm saying. So, in my opinion, this is just what I think. Trump lost with purpose, like on purpose, for a purpose, and it was presented to us as a legitimate election, which it wasn't. I don't believe this election is legitimate either, just to get that out there. I think voting's fake as fuck. Maybe local voting is legit, ain't no telling, but that's just how I feel about it. So we're going to have in total 12 more years of, in total 12 years of Trump, another 4 more years of Trump as a means of collecting energy. Because, Trump and Hillary was like, to me, I've spoke about this before, where it's like more like kind of worse than COVID, worse than 9/11 in terms of, and I know COVID happened after Trump Hillary, but that's not my point. It's like that was the most, let's say, to keep it simple, like profitable, the most energy sucking, siphoning, loosh collecting event ever. Like worse than 9/11. The attention that 9/11 got, it was worse than that. Because 9/11 was like a hyper focus, right? Kind of like the same thing where they were casting their rituals, casting their spells and whatnot. And I know it's a touchy subject for some people, the job application, and a 7-Eleven job application. But there's a soda end stand over there. Didn't know that was there. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna have 4 more years of Trump, and in total 12 more years. And no telling what's gonna happen after that. I'm looking forward to the clown show. To be honest, it didn't matter who won. It could have been Kamala. And it's Trump, right? But it's like it's gonna be a shit show no matter what. So what difference does it make? It doesn't make a difference. Okay, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Matt speculating that, and I'm actually kind of agree with him on this, only because, let's just say what Matt said first. He said he believes that he hasn't extrapolated on this yet, but Matt McKinley has said that he believes that Trump's going to usher in a digital currency, like a universal digital currency, in order for them to propagate this one world system they're trying to get, right? And I'm not disagreeing with that, only because, let's say, for instance, that the elections are real, right? So Trump has the majority of the country on his side. So many of those states on the little election map are red, and that was weird to me. Like, I've never seen that before. That was shocking. So he's got a lot of conservatives and a lot of people who turn conservative on his side. So anything Trump says is going to go in terms of the people that are going to follow him, because Trump has a lot of charisma, okay? Like, there's no doubt about that. Despite the fact that I think that elections are fake, there's no doubt that Trump has the charisma for leading people, right? And you can hate him all you want. You can hate him or love him all you want, but that's just the cold hard fact. He's very charismatic. Unlike the other idiots they put up on there, like Biden, for instance. Or Kamala, especially Kamala. Like, Kamala and Hillary are just such unlikable creatures. Like, they were put up on there on purpose. Like, Kamala was put up on there on purpose as almost like a lowest common denominator to make Trump look and seem intelligent as possible. So just I got my thoughts out on that real quick. Kind of the next topic real quick. The red pill versus blue pill, like in regards to the Matrix. I got asked that today, and I was kind of confused. For one thing, I had woke up like the hour before, I just got to work. I'd woke up like the hour before, so I was still kind of like not really in my proper state of mind. So when I got asked, my coworkers were talking about the Matrix, and I got asked if I was red pill or blue pill, like would I take the red pill or the blue pill? And I didn't understand the question at first because lately I've been talking about black pill and red pill channels, so my mind was on that, like the manosphere type of deal. So I had to ask him, what do you mean by that? Because I was like confused, like what the fuck are they talking about red pill all of a sudden? But they were talking about the Matrix, okay? And I couldn't get into it really because, like I said, I had just woke up and I was still kind of not foggy, but my brain wasn't in that metaphysical mood yet. I'm going to drive and talk. So my mind wasn't in that state. I wasn't in that state of mind yet to kind of get into the metaphysics because I have very strong opinions about that. But so I'll talk about it here. And I think it's Matt McKinley who said this before. If on the day of your death, the moment you die and you have some being or archon or whatever approaching you about and approaching you with a dualistic choice, tell them to fuck off. And I personally believe this for a fact. And I got asked, what do you believe, red pill or blue pill? And I said neither. I said, if I don't believe in duality, it's all one thing, it's all one system. But we're stuck in, and I couldn't get into this at the time, we're stuck in the duality of language. Because every word we talk, every word we speak, especially the English language, every word we say implies its opposite meaning. And that's the duality of language. And everybody acts this out, they act it out even if they don't realize that they're locked in duality, okay? It's either on or off, 0 or 1, right? Binary, zeros and ones. And that's all it is. It's really that simple. So I couldn't really get into it, so I just said neither, but I couldn't really dig into it the way I wanted to. So one of the guys who was just honest said he'd rather stay blue-pilled, and he basically kind of implied that eventually he'll become enlightened, which is okay, fair enough. Couldn't really press him on the subject too much, which is cool. And I forgot what the other guy said, but me personally, I'm just neither. Like, if I'm presented with a dualistic choice, then I know that I'm being tricked in some way. And to me, that's what the Matrix, the movie, The Matrix, was designed for. And I also got asked about the metaverse, not metaverse, the multiverse. If I believed, quote unquote, because belief is such a silly word. I dislike that word. Anyway, if I had a belief, if I believed in a multiverse, which I don't. But I can't articulate what I mean right now. Even as I'm recording this, I can't properly articulate. So I'm going to have to, I have notes about it. So I'm going to approach this topic again eventually about multiverse and what I think about that and how we create our reality as we move about life. And even if there is a multiverse, I believe it converges into one eventually. Not eventually, but at all times, even if there is a multiverse, it converges into one outcome. But there's a reason why I think that, and I think it's actually very, very simple. It involves very simple algorithms that we think it's more complicated than it is, especially like the physicists. They think they overcomplicate it, and I think, no, I don't actually know. So you can consider this a belief, I guess. I believe that it's actually less complicated than it actually is. But I'm going to get into that soon. Y'all can go into my community post and find what I talked about. It's going to be the one about Pokemon. I know it sounds silly as fuck to bring up Pokemon, but there's a guy who solved every possible outcome in Pokemon Red and Blue. Was it Red and Blue? It might have been Fire Red. I think it was Fire Red. So the Game Boy Advance Pokemon remake of Pokemon Red for the Game Boy. So he figured out an algorithm that solves Pokemon Red Fire, to where you can play a game of Pokemon Red Fire and it'll beat the game every time no matter what, with a very, very, very minuscule margin for error. And that's how he solved the algorithm. And the way he presented it, he didn't literally say multiverse, but he presented it as a multiverse in a way where you had multiple screens, and eventually the screens would converge into one game. And I'm going to have to cover that on my computer, but I'll cover that soon. I don't know if I have much to say about it other than what I just said. Like I said, I don't think it's that complicated. This multiverse shit has been like talked about and made to seem all complex and complicated, like smartest motherfucker in the room, right? Talking about multiverse or whatever. I think the people who think it or have just watched too many movies, like the stupid Marvel movies and whatnot, like the Marvel multiverse or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like the media is designed to influence us in that way. Anytime the media, when I say media, I mean like movies and TV shows, anytime, especially modern movies, my God, anytime modern movies present an idea, like a literal idea, and they name it out loud, something like the multiverse, like, oh, this is multiverse, I think it's out there in order to trick us into thinking that's what it is, rather than it being less complicated than it actually is. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I have to say. Take it easy.